It's better for you. Does. Would you like us to introduce ourselves first, or do you just want us to start?
Yeah, introduce, well, just when you each come up.
Well, I'm going to most likely be the one speaking, and then as y'all have questions, they're going to answer those questions for you. So whatever's easier for you.
Just give us your first and last name, how to spell them, and your title first.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Laurie Christensen. I'm the Harris County Fire Marshal. And I'm out here today at 727 South Mason Road. I am here with Harris County ESD 48, Houston Fire Department, Special Rescue, Harris County Fire Marshal's Office, and we've had multiple assistants, and I'll talk about what agencies have been helping us. Just want to kind of give you a brief overview. So this morning around 3 a.m., Harris County ESD 48 Fire Department was coming back from another call. They saw this, they stopped. Due to the amount of heavy rain and what was occurring at the time with the wind. They did see there was 3 people that had gotten out. They were able to talk to them, ensure they were safe, they were not injured, and then they waited to daylight to come back out to do a assessment of the structures. They contacted Houston Structural Rescue because one of the things Houston is going to do is look at the structure aspect to make sure it's safe for us, which is the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office, and the fire department to go into, because we're going to need to start assessing the inside so that we can ensure the business owners can get back in with their insurance companies and get their private belongings. I do want to let you know that that was about 2 a.m. When the staff was here shutting down that bar, and they decided to go to the back of the bar to start cleaning up and restocking. So it was fortunate because, as you can see, the front of the bar did collapse, so they were safe back there. There was a gas leak. Center Point was called. They did secure the electrical and the gas. We did have a Center Point employee that had a minor shock. He was assessed and treated on scene, so all is good there. What we can tell you is that obviously what's a Firestone here, strip center with multiple businesses, and the strip center next door has some roof damage that we're going to be assessing that as well. It's basically significant damage is what we're saying at this point, because until we get inside, we can't determine how much damage is there. There were vehicles damaged that were in the parking lot. You see there's a box truck. We're not sure at this point. I know that we've been asked, was there a tornado? I will tell you that Jeff Linder from Harris County Flood Control Meteorology is headed out here with the National Weather Service as well. So they are headed out here, and we will let them discuss what their opinions are on that. What I can tell you is the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office, we have our inspections team out here. We've pulled them from across the county to ensure we go into every business and do an assessment for the safety of those business owners and the first responders. We have had our drone operations out here assessing as well. HFD Structural Assessment Team is out here, which is really good for us because they're able to assess, can we go in, can we allow the business owners in? And at this time, those are the information I have. I do know that there was a question earlier, maybe I can answer this. How long is this going to take? And here's what I'm going to tell you. We're going to be out here. We're not leaving until we know these business owners can get back in safely. So Harris County ESD 48, there's probably about 60 people out here between the fire departments, Harris County Engineering, Harris County Sheriff's Department. Again, I mentioned the other agencies. We're here to ensure their safety, but we don't know how long that will take, and we don't know how long the cleanup will take. Again, we want to let these business owners do what they need to do so that they can quickly get back into business, and we do understand there may be a delay in cleaning things up.
Any other reports of damage in this area, or is this the bulk of it?
This is the bulk. Now, across the street, there is a Comerica building, and it does look like the signs were damaged, and again, there's going to be assessment done on that. We also know that some of the homeowners behind here, their fences were blown down and things were blown. But this appears to be, from what we've received knowledge of, and Harris County ESD 48, the call was for this area.
Yeah, talk about how this was an isolated incident. I mean, you talk about some of the damage across the street, but the bulk of it here, just kind of how crazy that might be in a storm like this morning.
You know, I've been doing this a long time, and it's always interesting to me that when you do see a natural weather event, whether it's, again, we don't know what type of event that it was, but just the wind and the rain, it will target certain areas, and we don't know why. But it's not uncommon to jump areas, and that's why I know they've been out looking around and making sure we use the drone to ensure there was no further damage. So it is very unique, and I think the National Weather Service and Jeff Linder will probably have better information for you.
You mentioned looking at like the structure damage. What goes into that? Like once you go inside, what are you looking for?
So what we'll do, and Houston, would you like to talk about that? Sure.
So we'll go in and look at the,
Excuse me.
oh, sorry. We'll go in and look at the structural components, the walls, and the roof structure that actually hold the building up, looking for damage, deformities, and other than that, just searching to make sure that everybody was out, that we had an all clear.
Would you say that this Firestone building is more or less done?
Yes.
And then I don't know if you can answer this, but in terms of the electricity aspect of it, I know that this whole block, the electricity was shut off from Center Point. Do we have a timeline of when that can come back on?
Chief?
Sure. So initially when we arrived, the power was already out. So at that point, we contacted the utility companies to come out and assess the situation. It's our understanding that they feel that the outage in this general area was a direct result of the damage here.
And so do we have an idea of when this could be back online?
Well, we're going to do our best to get the power back on to the businesses that aren't damaged. But as far as the businesses that are, until we're assured that everything is safe inside that structure, we're not going to turn their power back on.
Do you have like roughly like an idea of like the span of the damage and related to electricity as well? I know we were down a couple streets and the power was out on the street lights, and there were four-way stops. Do you have an idea of kind of the scope
of power outage?
Yeah.
I have a general idea. This morning when we were on the way here, we had power out from the Katy freeway south to this area, extending over to West Green. I'm not sure of the extent to the west, but it does appear to be isolated to this one area.
Can you talk about that AC unit? How much does it weigh? Is it attached to the roof? And what kind of force would it take to push it off the side?
Sure. I'd be guessing on the way to that, but it takes a significant event to lift something of that magnitude off a roof, and it's securely attached to the roof. So whatever caused it was a significant event.
We talked to the owner of the bar here, and he was saying, 30 an hour before, there were people here in the parking lot. I talk about the timing and just, how grateful that nobody was hurt. I mean, you're looking around the damage, it could have been a lot worse.
Obviously, yes. Very advantageous that it happened after the bar was shut. I'd hate to see what would have happened if, the bar was closing just as this hit. You can pretty much surmise that there would have been some injuries.
To clarify, no one with the bar, associated with the bar was hurt, but you mentioned a Center Point employee. Can you talk about that?
Correct. So we had the utility companies on scene securing both electrical and gas, and during the process of doing that, one of their employees did suffer a electrical shock. At that point, EMS was on scene, evaluated, and ultimately they released that person on at their request.
And based on the current assessment, I guess we're here right now, but you don't feel like it needs to be demolished immediately because of the structural integrity of the building?
So until county engineers assess the structural integrity of the building, fire department's not going to make any recommendation as to demolishing the building. That will be done basically in communication with the county and going off engineers' assessment.
Oh, and in terms of the National Weather Service, they're coming out here like right now?
Yes, ma'am. I personally spoke to Jeff Linder, which many of you know from Harris County Flood Control that does the meteorology for the county. He is actually headed out here, so we don't know what that timeline will be. My team will make sure you know if there's going to be an update and if they're going to speak, so I will definitely keep y'all posted. But what I will say is this, you ask a good question about going back in the businesses and the power getting turned back on. The main thing we want to do, we were blessed that no lives were lost. And we want to make sure that no lives are affected further from this. And so that's the main thing we want to do before any power's turned on. That's why you have so many, the fire departments are here, the Houston Rescue, the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office inspections team. We're here to make sure that we stay in a good place where nobody is hurt. I'll also say this, I often say an open business is a safe business. We love businesses that are open because, again, it helps the economy, it helps the communities. And we also feel for these folks who are having to reach out to their insurance. A lot of these are, just small family businesses. And so we also want to make sure that they have time. You ask about demolishing. Let's give them time to get with the people they need to get with so that they can get their business back open. All right, thank you. We do have a gentleman here that's a Spanish speaker. I don't know if anybody needs that.
Can we get your name one more time?
Oh, yes, sir. Laurie Christensen, Harris County Fire Marshal.
I don't think any of the
I think Telemundo left.
Oh, Telemundo, okay.
It's okay.
Okay, we will take care of you. Yes, ma'am.
Sí.
Okay. Hey, thank y'all very much.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You good with that?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
Great.
Long time no
Okay.
see.
Yes. See you on Facebook.
Sí, hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Ramiro con ESG48. A eso de las 3:30 de la mañana estamos regresando de otra llamada. Fue en ese momento cuando íbamos de regreso a la estación. Ahí es cuando pasamos por el Firestone. Miramos que todo el edificio estaba caído, estaba derrumbado. Y fue cuando nos paramos, bajamos del camión, empezamos una búsqueda primaria para checar si había alguna víctima o algo así. En ese momento, con la lluvia y todo, aquí en Firestone no se miraba nada. Sí miramos que había un liqueo de gas. Fue en ese momento cuando lo apagamos. Apagamos el gas, apagamos la electricidad y todo. Aún así estaba el liqueo. Fue cuando le llamamos a Centerpoint para que viniera a apagar todos los mains. Bueno, pues en ese entonces fue cuando llamamos a los demás equipos del departamento. Todos empezaron a venir. Después de la búsqueda primaria que hicimos, no encontramos víctimas ni nadie que estaba lastimado, nada así. Pasó la lluvia y fue cuando salieron las 3 personas que estaban en el bar. Bueno, las personas que estaban en el bar, gracias a Dios, ellos están bien, no les pasó nada. Estaban haciendo la limpieza del bar porque habían cerrado. Bueno, pues ellos están bien, pues hasta ahorita, gracias a Dios, toda la gente está bien por aquí. Y ahorita se está haciendo un assessment de todo el edificio para asegurarse que todo esté bien y todos pueden regresar a trabajar.
No tenían víctimas nada adentro, ¿verdad?
No encontramos víctimas, no, claro que no. Solo es lo bueno que no encontramos víctimas. Solo las 3 personas que estaban en el bar, pero ellos salieron por sí mismos y no estaban lesionados. Si quieren, puedo hacer.
So what are we doing about, we just got done with the presser, what are we doing about?
Appreciate it. Thank you.